guys, and welcome back. This is Chosenarchitect, and today we're jumping back into some more All of the Mod 7 to the Sky. I hope you guys are ready. Now, first things first, let's talk a little bit about last episode and what we had done. So all this that you see behind me, I did decide to use laser IO to go ahead and get all of this stuff set up, which was really awesome. However, I did get some interesting comments from you guys in regards to this setup, and you guys saying how I could have done it a million different ways and how this way is inferior to those ways. I might beg to disagree. I think I'm gonna disagree with that. The reason being is once these machines are fully upgraded to their max, I believe Laser IO is one of the only mods in this pack that can handle the sheer input and output needed in order to handle these upgrades. I'm going to say it right there. That is why this is set up. I'm not the only one. I do hang out on the Discord and chat with many folks, and there's a lot of people that I had talked to who definitely agrees with this and has, completely gone through this pack. So this is why I went this way. And of course, I could stick with one mod through this entire playthrough, but no one will ever get to see any of the other different mods that are in this pack. So that's why I tend to show different ways of doing things that may not necessarily be the most optimal. Let's just put it that way. They may not be the most optimal, but at least I'm showing how to utilize these mods that are within this pack. So that is why you may see me do things that are a little bit different than the norm. So there we go. So this right here is going to be able to keep up. Not only, from what I've been told, this can do, I believe they said in the comments, it was either 8 or 6 stacks per tick. And that is an insanely fast rate. Once these are fully upgraded, you can upgrade the node to its max and then actually upgrade the upgrades to their max. So I think this is going to be definitely the way to keep up with all this. Now, with that being said, I was going to get a drawer network set up, and we're going to be playing around with some of the color customizations of that, and then also doing a little bit more of this. Now, there is another thing that I want to get set up with this node setup. Thankfully, I'm only going to need to add one node to this in order for it to work, and it's going to go on top of our ender chest. The goal is to take all of these pieces, and just have them automatically compressed down. And you can actually do this within this mod. And that is going to be with the Flux Compactor. So this is basically like the old compactors if you ever played with like X Compressum. This is that thing right here. Oh, by the way, this is a good time to show this. I believe, actually I might have to, okay, so right here, I don't have these items in storage, but you can see because I have auto crafting recipes for them, this allows me to do something really cool. You can control click this and it's going to automatically start the auto crafts for those 2 items that were needed. And they should be done, and bam, it makes it so much easier to craft. And I think we can get away with just one of these. These have the same upgrade slots. So what I should be able to do is place this on top, and then I'm gonna have to set up a filter. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get another node. And hopefully we get this all placed together. If I place the node here and then link, let's see, I need laser IO. I know we're getting back into laser. I promise we're gonna be doing other stuff today. I just need to link this to here. That way it's connected to the network. And then what I need to do is go through and basically grab out, I guess I can grab it out of my other system, but I need to make a filter card. And I do have a basic filter, and inside here should be enough slots to be able to filter out all of the different components that we are gathering thus far. Now, there is one problem that we may encounter, and I'm kind of foreshadowing. I'm hoping this isn't the case, but there's only 9 slots here in the compactor, which means if an item goes in here and waits for another item to compact, that means this can only do 9 items. So I might need another one of these potentially to be able to get this to work better. Once I get the first filter set up, we'll be able to find out. First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I will get rid of these other pieces here. I'll just leave 9 for right now in this filter, and we'll see how this functions. So let's get an item. Laser pretty sure we already have that. Thankfully, I believe it automatically sends the items into the chest below. So I know we have items in the chest right now, but it should automatically send them directly down, and which will go back into the inner chest, which saves us a little bit on this network here. All right, I need a item card. Place that. And now we are going to use the same thing that's connected back here. So it needs to be on channel 0. And however, it does need to have a higher priority on it than normal. So higher priority on the white. Make sure it is on insert, which it is. Put a higher priority and make sure it has the filter. And we should be good. Let me pull all these out. So it's going to go ahead and throw all those items in here. And that's what I was wondering. Does it hold inventory? Yes, it does. Which means I am going to need a separate one. So to make this a bit simpler, I just went ahead and put another ender chest down there. Super simple. It's all connected to the same network anyways. Make sure this is placed. I have to hurry up because and put the filter in and then increase the priority. And now we're good. So this is only going to hold a few items like the osmium pieces. So long as it can compress fast enough, which will end up putting upgrades, uranium pieces, and so on and so forth. And then this one, once we get things going, it should be able to line everything up. I just got to get speed upgrades for all of these. Oh yeah, this should work so well. And we've got the achievement. This is the end. This should work out quite nice. I set up auto crafting for all of this, so it's really easy for me to craft now. And so yeah, here's the recipe for these as we go through. So all I have to do is place this in here, and as you can see, that should start processing really fast. All right, so it may be processing really fast, but it's not really getting anywhere as of right now. And if we had backup, it would end up going in here. So I need to get the drawer network set up next, and the drawer network's going to go over here. And we're basically going to be setting up another functional storage, and all of this should fit in here quite nice. So I plan on using these customizable framed drawers. So I have some of these set up right here. And as you can see, we have our iron nuggets, and it's just surrounded by a chest. It's actually such an easy recipe. Now I do need a block that I want it to turn into, and it has to go in these slots. So as you can see, this enables the face to be white, whereas this makes the frame white and the inventory the gray concrete. So I'm going to make a bunch of these just like that, as you see. And this is what they're going to look like. All placed right next to each other. This is nice and seamless. This looks so good. And this is going to look really, really good once we get the items placed inside. So here we go. Let's go ahead and set this network up. And I believe I can click on here. That's linked there. And I can say, hey, let's see, swap action removed, swap action add. And I just select all these. I think I can select the one on the other side too. I hope so. Yes, I can. Oh, this makes it so nice. I love this new storage drawer mod. Okay, so all of this is nice and connected, which is perfect. So all I have to do now is hook up a laser node. This kind of demonstrates how laser nodes can actually just function on their own like this. I need a ender chest. Simple ender chest. Bam. And this will go here, and we're going to extract from this ender chest and put everything in the storage, and hopefully everything that's in this ender chest right here ends up going in here nice and smooth. So I'll end up putting a item card here. This is automatically going to be on insert, whereas this one I have to change, and I will put this one on extract. And now items should be going through, and we should start to see this filling up. Now, of course, speed upgrades are a necessity. These are all going to need speed upgrades. But I can also go ahead and just increase the tick rate here. Give it 8 items per second. And there we go. This should start filling. This should definitely start draining, and we should start to see all of our chests fill up. Now, the one thing I do not want to see here is I don't want to see our inventories start to fill up with those pieces, the pieces that are in here. That is not something I want to see. So hopefully by the time this gets emptied, we'll start to be able to see these function properly again. So yep, that's a problem. I thought I was going to see pieces ending up inside of the inner chest. So what I need to do to fix this is, because all the items are end up going into here, we just need to basically create a filter and just set it to deny, and then I can go to X, and this is actually a good demonstration of this. Pieces, I can go ahead and actually just drag all of these in, and that will create a blacklist. So none of these items should end up, none of them should end up going into our ender chest, and that will solve that other issue. Gotta love logistical problems. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and turn on our flex capacitors by placing in a power card. And this should get this all compacting. That's exactly what I want to see. However, we are definitely not getting enough power out of here, which is where our upgrades come in handy. So right back here on this original up card, we can definitely put in the max. And let's go ahead and increase this to whatever the max is. We may not have enough power at the moment. Oh my gosh, this supports so much power. Okay, that's way more than we'll ever need. That's way more power than we even have. But it does seem like it's holding power a lot better now. Goodness, and we're still just running off of lava. Oh my gosh. I don't know about for you, but it is super satisfying to see everything come together and get nice and organized into some storage drawers, where I can, of course, upgrade all the storage drawers and decide whether to keep tons of items in here, which I probably will end up doing because the upgrades are super cheap, or voiding them off. But for right now, I am worried about upgrading all of the sieves. So I went ahead and I counted up, and I believe it was 41 that I needed because these stack in threes. Did that just go right in? Oh, that did. Oh, that actually makes it kind of easy. So we can just go ahead and just slap 3 in here. Now, like I said, I don't know if we're going to have the power for this, because it does increase the power costs, and so we are going to have to upgrade our power. I believe next episode we should be able to get into some new power stuff. But yeah, this is actually working out quite nice. Let's see. Did I already put the upgrades in there? I did. So this should start sieving away and doing what? It's going to do items processed, 8 items processed every time this runs an operation, which is fast. Not as fast as it can go, but it is fast for right now until we get our power upgraded. And then we can take these cards out and actually upgrade these cards to the next tier, which would be the diamond tier. Now these are running, of course, the netherite, and I believe these are max. These only hold 1, I think. They actually might hold 3. But yeah, you can see process time is 20 every second, and it does cost a lot of power. I don't know how we're managing that power. RF per tick cost is 8,000. Where are we getting 8,000 RF? There's no way. There's no way our batteries are even maintaining that. So where's the power coming from? I have no idea. Unless it doesn't actually work that way on the 8,000. I don't think it's actually using 8,000. But I could be wrong. Maybe, oh, it's 8,000 per operation, maybe, not per tick. This is very, very hard to know, because it doesn't seem like that's actually what it's doing. Now, one thing I definitely need to do is get this hooked up down below. I'm going to run this over to a storage bus, just like we have our other storage bus connected to our other one. And I'm going to be moving those over here real soon. This just needs to be connected in. A little bit harder to connect these cables than they used to be. And I'm just going to run this over, and we're going to connect it directly into this one. And this is going to be running through this line for right now. I know there's P2P. We're going to talk about stuff like that later on that's a lot more advanced. But there we go. We have our cable hooked in, and then that should be operational and on. Perfect. Let me pop back through here. And this should now be connected. However, on this, I do have to change the priority. So I will set the priority just to like 2 right now, just to make sure that things go in here. And then I am also going to need to get into the functional storage and grab this configuration tool. And then what you can do is I can shift right click to swap item modes to locking. And I should be able to right click this. And now all the drawers are locked, so we don't have to worry about excess items coming in. So I decided to clear out most of this stuff. Just about all of this is going to be able to go. I'll be able to get that later on. But let's talk about getting all the items out of here. So this is going to be kind of a pain, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to block all of these items from coming out. So I need a laser IO filter, and we're just going to block these from popping in. So that should have everything crafted. Perfect. And just like before, I have to go through, and I will go X and then pieces, and I'll just make sure to throw all these pieces in, except for one. There's actually one that is not in this list. So, and that is cobalt. So cobalt does need to be pulled from this list. Don't think I have all of these in here, but I'm going to put them in just in case. And then cobalt. Just like that. There should be a piece. Yep, that's done by Cube.js. Okay, I think that's it. I actually should search. And yeah, I think that's the only thing added by Cube.js, so perfect. And then in this, make sure it's set to deny. And then we should be able to simply set up a node and transfer this into our ender chest. Because I want all the other items to go, but not these. The 2 item cards. And I can let this be slow, but I'm going to put some upgrades on here. So I need another ender chest. And this is going to be great because everything will be able to link to this right now. Perfect. Item card on the face. And this will be the item card here. However, when I switch this over, to extract, it should not extract these items. However, you will see items being extracted. And I need to get some upgrades on this bad boy. So let's get this thing set to maximum of 4. This will go to 64, and this will go to 1. So it's doing 64 items, which is the same tick rate as it was keeping up with. It's going to get filled. It's going to happen. So what I need to do is I need to make a bunch of upgrades to basically do the same thing and upgrade my drawers for all of them. Now, I wish there was a way for me to like right click the back of this to insert these all into all of them, but you actually have to kind of click on the edge of every single one of these. Just kind of frustrating. Well, actually, no, I guess so long as there's an item in it, you can click on the face. Makes it a lot easier. But there we go. I'm going to get all of these upgraded, at least a copper tier. And that should hold quite a bit. Definitely more than what was already being stored in them. Well, now after getting all of that done, it looks like we have a bunch of just blank storage drawers. Good thing is I should be able to unlock them all. To do that, I need the functional storage configuration tool. And now these, I shouldn't waste them, but I need to get these all processed up, or I can just hold on to them for now and see what we can't do with them later. Because these are just a bunch of pieces. I could just get rid of them since we have a new system going, but I might need some of these. If anything, they're all EMC-able for the most part. Now, after being pretty satisfied with our whole setup over here and how everything is running, I'm going to start looking into our mob farm over here. So at the moment, it's kind of overfilling. One way I can help this is by placing an energy condenser here. And honestly, I can just use any sort of pipe, considering this is going to be kind of slow. So mechanism could work. We can use a logistical transporter, I believe. Actually, I should probably use something that, I don't know, we'll see if this works. But I don't want just any item being pulled in. I need my configurator. And it should only be EMC-able items that are able to go into this chest in the first place. And then what I can do is I can just set a high-value EMC-able item. Such as, I think... Let's see, netherite should work? Yeah, netherite should work. And I put that in there, and that means all of these items that are getting pulled out should be EMC-able and should go in here. Now, I do have an issue though with all of the armor buildup. Now, luckily enough, there is this thing called an armory cabinet, and I am kind of interested to see how this works. I'm not quite sure. But if I try and pump items into it, let's see, using mechanism, pipes, is it like a storage? I'm very unfamiliar with it. It's all new. So it is taking those. The color really doesn't matter. I accidentally changed it. But yeah, it is actually storing all the armor. But how do you access it? You can just see it here. Okay, it's holding all these non-stackable items. You just can't see them or have an inventory to access them. But I bet it would connect into something like this for sure. So at this point, we've basically have all of our major resources set up and automated to propel us into the future. Now, what is the future of this pack? What actually are we really going for? Well, let's take a look at the creative tab, because this is the ultimate goal. You know, whether or not we get a creative item or not, that's not really the point for me. The point is, well, to see how many of these challenges I can complete. And a lot of these challenges are just really how much knowledge about mods do you have? That's where some of these come into play, whereas some of them, you know, take some time. For example, this is for basically like this right here requires you to get into FTB industrial contraptions, which is basically IC2, but FTB's version of IC2. You see right here, we have all the compressed Enderium blocks. We just need to basically automate Enderium blocks. We have the ethereal or eternal obsidian skull, which is from Forbidden Arcanus, which is really nice and also requires that eternal stella, which can make items unbreakable. There is the solar generations mod. As you can see, we have to get into this and make the ultimate version. Pretty cool. Mechanism generators. So we have to get into mechanism and its generators and make polonium and all the fun stuff that comes with mechanism, like HDPE sheets, making plastic, and all of that fun stuff, including antimatter. There's also the charm of knowledge, which is really nice. Knowledge 2 basically gives you more experience for stuff. And a 256 storage component. This is just one of many pieces that are going to be required for such things moving forward. As you can see, all of these different things require you to get into applied energistics and have a full understanding of applied energistics, and so on and so forth, right? That's just basically what these items are. So that's stuff we're going to be working towards as we go through. But of course, we needed to get the basics done. And I think at this point, we nearly have all the basics done. Next, we need to work on power, and then I think item processing. Oh yeah, that's going to be coming up very soon. Next episode, I think we are going to investigate power a little bit. And there's actually several mods that I want to test out. And there's a really quirky way of generating power that I kind of want to get into. It may not be the best. You keep that in mind. It may not be the best, but it is cool. And I want to try and get it up and running. And that is the Iron Furnaces power generation method. I know it's a furnace mod, but it's also a generator mod. Oh, this is going to be kind of cool. Well, guys, with that, I would love to thank the sponsor of today's video. I think today's video has been quite nice. I got a lot of awesome stuff done, and I couldn't do it without our sponsors. And that is Murdoch Mike. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord. Becoming a Discord Premium member. If you're unfamiliar with what Discord Premium is, it's basically like becoming a Twitch sub or a Patreon, but it's all done within Discord, which is absolutely amazing. So be sure to check that out. If you're looking to become a sponsor, you do get access to all kinds of amazing stuff like sub servers, access to world downloads, and many other cool things like custom premium channels that you only get access to if you're a premium member. So be sure to check that out. And of course, guys, thank you so much. And thanks to all of those who have become a member thus far. I really do appreciate it, guys. I, of course, want to ask you to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are getting so close to 550,000 subscribers. That is just mind-boggling to even think about. Wow. But anyways, I would love to see some more subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, of course, I would love to see that and get that subscription for me. Thank you guys so much. Click that like button if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.